Hi you guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a heart-to-heart video. As most of you guys know, I am divorced. Um, and within the last year or two, I've really been thinking about things as far as courtship and being a Christian woman. Um, and I think that my perception has definitely changed from when I used to date years ago, especially before I came into the church. There are certain things that I used to accept that now I will not allow in my life because I realized that what you allow in your life is what you expose yourself to. And that's how you are attacked by the enemy. Um, what I'm going to explain today is a thing that I have seen that's very prevalent. Um, and the society that I live in and the society that we all live in, obviously. But the fact that once you become a Christian and once you rededicate yourself to the Lord and you decide within yourself what things you will allow and what things you will not allow as far as in a future spouse, especially being from a divorced woman's point of view, since I have already experienced a lot of things and I know a lot of things, there are definitely a lot of things that the first time around I was like, oh, whatever, it'll happen, right? Now I look at those things and I see whatever somebody brings to the table when they're talking to you, when you're getting to know them, that's who they are. And what was told to me is if you cannot truly 100% love somebody exactly how they are right now in this moment, you should not marry that person. The reason being is because you can't just marry people on the assumption that, oh, this person is going to change one day. I'm going to give them time to change one day. Okay, ask yourself this question. What if one day never comes? Will you be okay with the product that that person is right now today? If you were to go to the altar with that person right here today and they didn't change 5, 10, 15, 20 years from now, would you be okay with um, having it from a woman's point of view, having that man as the head of your household, and also from another point of view, having your children looking up to this man and following in his footsteps? Would you like your child to have those characteristics? Because I've realized with myself within the last 1 to 2 years that when I look at a person as a potential um, spouse, I look at all of their qualities and I look at what they bring to the table because now with me, I'll be 27 in like less than a week. And I'm really, really thinking and evaluating a lot of things as to, okay, if I was to get married and have kids, have children, right? Would I want my children to do these things? Like, I don't know. My mindset is I'm trying to figure out how to explain it. My whole okay, this is my whole thing. If I'm talking to someone, I let them know who I am, 100% inside and outside. I don't fake with them. I don't give them a preconceived idea of who I am. I show them the good, the bad, and the ugly. Because one thing I have realized is when you are courting somebody, especially for potential to marry, a lot of people put on a Mardi Gras mask. And see, I'm from Louisiana, so I know a lot about the Mardi Gras mask. It's like a smiley face now and then a frowny face later. You get what I'm saying? I believe that when you're talking to someone, you should let them know who you are. Like, don't set them up and be like, they're thinking, oh my gosh, I have such this great person, man, I got this great man or I got this great woman. And then when they truly get to know you, you like a skeleton full of demons. I mean, let's be real. Like, I don't think that's right. And I don't think it's right for people to just think that you should just accept whatever they bring to you as if you don't know your worth, as if you don't know what you deserve in life. I haven't really been able to wrap my mind around that concept because, as far as myself, I would want a person, like I said before, I would want a person to know who I am inside and outside, to give them fair chance to judge, okay, do I want to move forward with this person or not? Do they want to move forward with me or not? And do I want to move forward with them or not? And the thing about that is, you have to be okay with that person's answer. If they say, hey, I see some things in you that I cannot take into my future. You have to be okay with hearing that person say that. And then that's something, not for you to attack that person, but that's something for you to actually look at within yourself and see. Because a person can really like you and a person can really love you, but guess what? They have to love themselves first. They have to keep God first. And if your life is not in line with God's word, especially from, I can speak from a woman's point of view. I can't speak from a man's because I'm not a man. But from a woman's point of view, you have to be careful who you let lead your household. Because when you become married, it's you and him, true enough, but that's the head of your house. Now that's the head of your house. And people could tell you this all day because I've heard it many times. You knew I was like this when you got with me. Excuse me? That's why you got to be careful. And that's why I'm doing this heart to heart video, because recently I went through something, and it really made me think. Ivy, for one, do you know your worth? For two, what is this person bringing to the table? For three, what goals and aspirations do they have for their lives? And I sat back and I dwelled on that, and I realized within myself that the things that I had set for my own life, that person did not match. And I had to let them go. Because one thing I realized about me, I don't know about anybody else, is when you date somebody, you begin to mesh. When you court someone, you begin to mesh. Not saying physically or sexually, because that's your way for marriage. But I mean, like, their personality and your personality begin to now mesh into one. Because now you both are spending a lot of time together. Now you guys are getting to know one another, and when you like someone, you began to turn almost exactly like that person. And you have to ask yourself, can I trust my spirit with this person? Has God okayed this for my life? That's something that I had to really sit back and evaluate. And yes, it does hurt, especially when God tells you no. And people think that God won't tell you no. When God sends you a dream, when God speaks to you through his word and his messages, when you pray to God and you ask God, Lord, if this is not for me, show me. And then stuff started coming out of the woodwork. Stuff about this person just started coming like, zoop, 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 zoop. You hear me? All of a sudden, this person that you thought it was, now God has taken the scales off your eyes. And now you can clearly see who that person is. And another thing, if it takes you to leave a person for them to change, it's not going to work. Because once they get that person back, they mesh back into their old ways. Because now it's just, oh, okay, well, they have me back. I can get away with this. I can get away with that. And that's not fair to either one of you, to be honest. I believe that when you're walking in this Christian walk, yes, we all have faults. Yes, we all have sinned and fallen short of the glory of God. Yes, we all have infirmities. Yes, we've all created iniquity. Yes, Jesus died to save us all. I am not saying that just because, I am who I am and other people who they are, or you are who you are, that's watching this video, that God can't change you. He can. But the first thing is, you have to allow God to change you into the person that he wants you to be. Because I know that I'm not the same person I was yesterday, last week, 2 weeks ago, 3 months, 6 months ago, last year. Each year, each month, I am changing and meshing into who God has called me to be. But it's a continual thing. I'm allowing God to work in me. There's a difference when you know you need to change and you decide that you're not going to change because you think you have time. It's a dangerous thing to sit by and wait idly when God is calling you to do something else. Women and men alike, I speak to you all and I tell you this: never settle for less than what you deserve. And I'm saying that wholeheartedly because when you do that, you became your own God and you started making your own decisions. Don't question God. Don't question when God has plainly shown you things and you're like, oh, that's okay. God ain't really show me that. That's when you mess up. There are certain things we as humans think that there are certain situations when we as humans want to fix. We have this natural thing to want to fix and put stuff into place and to help at whatever, right? We're supposed to do that. But when it comes to a mate or a spouse, yes, you guys help each other on your journey and everything. But when you know that this person is blatantly not doing what thus say the Lord, unless you watching, when you know that when you have conversations with this person, these conversations are not holy, when you have to constantly talk to somebody and tell them the same thing over and over again, you know what? You're not even, y'all not even courting no more. If you're a man, you done became her daddy. And if you a girl, you done became his mom. It's just simply, let's just put it out there. As simple as it gets. You get what I'm saying? Like, why would you put yourself through that when, why would you put yourself through that and not trust God to bring you the spouse that He has for you? That's the question. Do we fully trust God with all of our lives? Not just when we go to church on Sabbath. Not we go in and we sing the hymns and we praise and we read the Bible and we study. But do we really trust God with our lives? Is a question that we should ask ourselves. That's a question I ask myself all the time, daily. Lord, if I don't trust you, help me to trust you more in this area. Lord, I give myself over to you in this area. Lord, I give this over to you. Because being as humans, we cannot do nothing in and of ourselves. Nothing whatsoever. We can't even give ourselves breath. When we wake up in the morning, we don't tell ourselves to breathe. So it's just something that I just really, really, really need to get off my chest, and I really, really need to post this video because I know there are women and men that are out there feeling like they're less than what God has called them to be because they decided to delete negativity out of their lives. Because they decided to delete some people out of their lives, they feel guilty. You should not feel guilty for deleting people out of your life that mean you no good. If you could do it with friends, relationships. If it becomes toxic, you need to get out while you still can. Because I have always heard, even from a child, of some people can just suck the life out of you, literally suck the life out of you. When you go around, the mood automatically goes to depressed. When you talk to them, it's all about them. And another thing is manipulation. Don't be manipulated into being with anybody. I don't care if that person tell you, Oh, you don't love me like you said you did. You don't like me like you said you did. You don't care like you said you did. Just because you decide that that's not good for your life does not mean that you do not care for that person. Does not mean that you did not like that person. It does not mean that you did not love that person. But you have to choose the best situation for yourself in your life. Because at the end of the day, you are living. You're living in that body. You have to deal with if this person never changes and if they become toxic to your life. You have to learn how to, well, you're going to have to go back and pick up the pieces and deal with yourself mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually. These are things that will be affected if you choose to be with the wrong person. Be careful who you trust your life with and your heart with and your mind with. God says, guard your heart. Why do you think God says that? You can't be out here just freely just giving. You can't. Not everybody deserves you. No matter what they say, what they may try to make you think, not everybody deserves you and not everybody deserves to be in your life. And you have to be okay with that decision for yourself. Because at the end of the day, you can't please everybody. You can't try to make everybody happy. And you have to be okay with other people telling people things about you that aren't true. That's just it's just a part of life. And that's something I've learned to live with. I've gotten to the point in my life where I don't care what people tell other people about me. I don't care. You tell them, fine. But once that person gets to talk to me and they see my character for themselves, then you will be made to lie, not me. And that's how we all should be with life in general. Don't worry about people who naysay, who backstab, who always have something to say, that always has something, just stuff in general. Don't be worried about them. Keep your eyes on God. Keep your eyes on the Lord. Eyes up from where my help comes from. That's where strength, victory, discernment. I'm telling you all, it took me a while to really get to the end of this, but like I'm saying, this is a heart to heart video and I know it's kind of long, but I just had to get this off my chest. Learn your worth. Know what you want out of life. The first thing before these two, keep God first. And God will lead and direct you and guide you in where He wants you to go, who He wants you to be with, what degree that you need to check out, that you need to do. Because whatever degree you end up doing, that's for the edification of His kingdom. He has people in your workplace that He wants you to reach. He has people in your future marriage, your future spouse, your future children that you will have to minister to. You can't allow people of today to break you down and have you all broke down where you can't do nothing. Ain't help to nobody, not even your own self. Know your worth. Know what you deserve and accept nothing less. That's all I gotta say. I love you guys. Peace, love, and blessings, and bye bye. Hopefully, I'll do another video soon. So don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Bye.